Bob, we seem to have escaped Cindy, but
Yeah.
over in Louisiana, Texas, not a pretty sight in what it's going to be.
What it's going to be, yeah. And even into Florida, the Panhandle is going to see. They can see up to a foot of actually rainfall there,
Not
too.
snow.
I was going to say snow, but get a look at this satellite imagery right here. Get a look at this. Is so incredible. This is the GOES-16 satellite imagery, which is a new satellite which gets a lot more detail. And you can see that just in this loop right here of the storm, basically Brett, which is now faded away. This was yesterday, but I wanted to show you the new technology and how impressive it is. It actually updates faster than the radar does, and that's going to be helpful in predicting where these storms go into the future and this particular season, which has been very active. Very seldom have we had 3 storms prior to June 21st, and I think this is the first. We've had 3 named storms prior to that. This was a waterspout, and we had a waterspout earlier today at 4 o'clock, according to Sandy Hudson, who snapped this photo. She was right there by El Conquistador, looking across the Sarasota Bay. Again, that was at Sarasota Bay, a nice water spot there. Didn't do any damage. And then look at this incredible shot of the feeder band out there in the Gulf of Mexico kicking up some big surf at Lido. Dale Hoffman sending that photo in to pics at mysuncoast.com. Appreciate all the photos and the information. And the weather headlines read like this. Cindy is strengthening now in the Gulf of Mexico up to 60-mile-an-hour winds. And it looks like tropical storm warnings remain in effect from Texas all the way over to Louisiana and New Orleans. And a rip current risk for us here on the Suncoast. We'll get marginal effects from the system. We saw a little band, kind of a mix between what Cindy's doing and also just the daytime heating for us. The surf is rather high, not extreme, but we're going to see that throughout the day on Wednesday. So a rip current risk is actually in effect for the west coast of Florida through Wednesday and probably maybe extended into Thursday, depending upon how fast Cindy moves. So keep that in mind if you're going out there to ride the waves. Titan radar picture continues to depict this long trail of moisture continuing to move right on in to Louisiana. New Orleans already getting a lot of rainfall, up to 2 inches already, and more on the way as this system slowly works its way off toward the northwest over the next 36 hours, eventually making landfall sometime in the morning on Thursday, it looks like. But boy, it's going to be tough going for the next couple of days there over the deep south. For us, not as bad. We'll still see showers and storms around. We'll get more of a southerly wind and southeasterly wind component that will still have a chance to converge with the sea breeze front in the afternoon, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening. Showers and storms are possible. We had a line move through earlier today. It brought with it some pretty impressive rainfall amounts. Right there, 1.6 inches estimates from the Doppler radar site. Northport, not as much, but 0.3 of an inch. Notice the coastal locations did get involved with that as a result of that band just kind of feeding just to the east of I-75. Well, this is no longer a tropical storm. Brett is gone, and even the remnants are gone at this point, so it's been sheared apart. No concern of it redeveloping at all. We'll watch the tropical wave now move across the western Caribbean in time, but that steady stream of moisture continues to work its way up from the Yucatan right through the eastern portion of the Gulf of Mexico. Again, if you missed it earlier in the news, Tropical Storm Cindy gaining strength, expected to be about a 50-mile-an-hour storm as it makes landfall sometime early Thursday morning. The big story is not the wind. It will be the heavy rainfall, over a foot of rain anticipated with that particular tropical cyclone. 77 is warm. It's muggy out there right now. Humidity at 90%. You can cut through it, and winds are out of the east, not all that strong. A high today, 90. 77 was the morning low. 74 is our normal. No rainfall to report at the Sarasota Brayton Airport. Temperatures around the state into the mid to upper 70s for the most part. 84 now in Miami and 84 in Key West. For boaters, it shapes up like this. Tomorrow, still a pretty tough going there near the coast. Southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, but the wave action will be high. 3 to 5 foot waves at choppy conditions on the bays and inland waters. Water temperature now at 85 degrees. Your forecast, tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay, and they'll be running a little higher than normal. 11:30 for the next high tide. Another high tide at 10:16. Sunrise will be at 6:36. Mostly cloudy. A few scattered showers are possible overnight. Rain chance not all that high. Better chances tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening as a result of that moisture still sticking around. The rain chance at 50% tomorrow. It drops a little bit on Thursday, but still will be around. And then by Friday and Saturday, a little drier air moves in. Still a chance for a few scattered storms through Sunday, and then better chances for those afternoon and evening storms become more numerous on Monday and Tuesday.